What's going on, everyone? Welcome to ThursdAI for January 29. This is Alex Volkov. I'm an AI evangelist with Weights and Biases. I'm your host for today, but I'm not in this room by myself. Wolfram is here with me. Wolfram, what's up?
Hey, man, I'm here.
How you doing?
First time with you in the same room, of course.
Yeah, we can also put us both on the same screen so folks can actually see us, that we're here live. What's up, man?
Yes.
Welcome, everybody. It's been a hell of a week in AI. 100%. And we are here to tell you all about this as much as we can. We will have absolutely breaking news. I know of one embargo item that's going to come through. So it's going to be like super exciting. But besides this, we have a bunch of... Wait, LJ, I'm going to add you as well. LJ, welcome to the show. How are you guys doing?
Doing great. Amazing week of many people posting Claude with the W and the likes.
Can we start with the RIP? RIP Claude with a W. Ryan, you weren't able to join us last week, but last week was our insanity show where we talked about Clawdbot with claws, and then we did a deep dive. We had Dan on here, Dan Pagan, talking to us about the super deep dive. Yam jumped in, Wolfram jumped in, like all of us got super excited. This was before the insanity of Clawdbot, before the 4 days where this AI assistant took over the airwaves completely. So, as always, ThursdAI brings you the news just a little bit before it blows
You
up.
called it. You called it.
And then we tried to get Peter. He was like super busy. I think most of us ran Clawdbot since then. And then one day we woke up, and me and Wolfram actually like already went live and talked about this, but not on ThursdAI. One day we woke up and like, oh, Clawdbot no more. So Anthropic decided that Clawdbot from Peter Steinberg, the open source AI assistant you can install, is infringing on their copyright. And he said politely, not like lawyers, whatever, politely asked him to change the name. He was freaking out on Discord at 3 a.m. And the name they came up with is Molty. Molty. With something about lobsters molting over. It's like thematically appropriate.
Yeah, the naming. Yes. The naming of AI tools is something special.
And so the name they came up with was Molty. But then they were trying to rename all the projects. And in the process, the renaming from Clawdbot to Moltbot, crypto scammers took away that username. And so they got left with Moltbot. And this is a horrible name to pronounce, Peter. I'm sorry, but this is the truth. It's really hard to say T and B one after another. It's really not ergonomic. And so Moltbot is what we have right now. And we used to have Clawdbot, and now we have Moltbot, and it's really unergonomic. However, the software still works. There's still haters saying that this works, it doesn't work. But yeah, we've been running a bunch of stuff. We can talk about this as well. We know that this is like a very hot topic in the world right now. But so much has happened about Clawdbot and whatever since our last show, but also in the world of AI, folks. I will go around super quickly to ask all of you what's kind of the highlight, the one thing that we must absolutely talk about, and then we will dive into the TLDR. What is the one thing in the world of AI that is capturing your attention right now, please?
Right now, I'm most excited about Kimi K2.5, which may be a model, one of the open models that you can actually use with Clawdbot or Moltbot as an agentic model for this. So it has been very great. That is my favorite right now. And it works perfect in German as well, which is particularly important to me.
Yep, that is awesome. I'm absolutely up for shout out to Moonshot, folks, for the great release of Kimi. Yep. What is the one thing in the world of AI for the past week that is most important to talk to?
Yeah, so besides those main other things, I would say a Trinity large is something that is interesting. It's coming out of a collaboration between Arcee, Prime Intellect, and Datology. And I think it might be the most powerful new open source model coming from an American AI lab. It's about 15 billion active parameters, 400 billion total, and it's looking really good. And they're working on more reasoning and reinforcement learning training on top of it to make it even better.
So absolutely big focus on pre-training for Western Labs. Shout out Lucas Atkins and everybody at RCAI for this. We're going to get Ryan on. Ryan Carson, what is the top one thing in the world of AI from this week that you want to tell our audience?
I stepped down from AMP and I'm running Untangle full time. So I'm excited to be focusing full time on my startup. So
I'm sorry, Ryan, but hey, everybody applause for Ryan. Ryan, congratulations. Tell us a little bit later about your startup as well. I would love to hear and tell our audience as well, because I think it's super cool and very, very important. We're having folks tuning in. Roger says the studio looks cool. I would like to shout out Chroma as hosting for ThursdAI for this week, specifically DJ and Jeff and everybody here at Chroma. Chroma is a vector solution database, etc. is the best in the world in everything. So they're gracious enough to host us in like an amazing studio super quick. So we're probably going to do more shout outs, but we are both in San Francisco this week for the Weights and Biases Hackathon. So if you're in San Francisco, I have something to say. An announcement that I don't know if you know. Folks, if you're in San Francisco and you would like to come to the hackathon that we're hosting this weekend, I have an announcement. We have a secret special sponsor that we're working towards, and I'm very, very happy to say that Cursor is our last second sponsor, and we are going to give each participant for the hackathon $300 in Cursor credits. You know how much Opus that is? That's at least 2 million tokens. It's probably way more, but yeah, I'm very, very excited about Cursor jumping on as a sponsor to our hackathon. If you want to come and hack, you're going to get Cursor credits. You're going to get Vercel people in there with their AI stuff and skills and everything. You're going to get Redis. You can store a bunch of stuff in Redis. You're going to get browser base, and you can automate your agents. Come build self-improving agents with us in San Francisco this weekend. Let's go. All right, folks, this was a little plug. I'm super happy that Cursor reached out, and I'm super happy that we can provide credits. Also, at 13 minutes, an embargo list of something I can't wait to tell you about. So I'm just saying, in 13 minutes, I'm going to be able to say, yes, you guys
Breaking news
that I know ahead of time. All right, folks, I think it's time for the TLDR. Have the notes open, Wolfram?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. So yeah, let's separate the chunks of the TLDR. Wolfram, you want to take the open source ones, and I'll take the big companies and LLMs?
Yeah, sure. So for the TLDR, open source, it's Kimi K2.5, my personal favorite of the week, and it's the open source visual agentic model with 1 trillion parameters. We will go into it in detail, but the first one is Kimi K2.5, which is amazing in agentic use.
Yeah.
The next one is Arcee releasing Trinity Large, the 400B sparse MOE model with 30B active parameters. GenAI releasing Gen3 4B open source model optimized for fast local inference and coding with improvements in the ADA benchmark, for instance.
I'm sure that this is it in terms of open source in the TLDR. Right. And we're going to say hi to Nistan here. And the gang is in the building. Let's go. Folks, super quick. So for the big labs for this week, there's a lot of stuff. Not a lot of models, but a lot of stuff. So Google launches Agentic Auto Browse in Chrome with Gemini3. Gemini now lives in a side pane and not just like a little popping window. Nano Banana is integrated in there and connected to Google Apps, and you can click stuff. So like Chrome is stepping into the agentic era. Anthropic launched MCP apps this week. You guys may remember, if you're a follower of ThursdAI, we talked with Ido Salmon and Liad Yosef, the folks who created MCP UI that then turned into a spec called MCP apps. And AI adopted this with OpenAI ChatGPT apps. And now Anthropic is launching apps as well on top of this protocol. So it's super cool. Rich UI for Slack, Figma, Asana, Box, and a bunch of other connectors. Google also launched Agentic Vision in Gemini3 Flash, which is, we talked about Agentic Vision at some point. It's kind of where the model plans for itself how to tackle a problem. It can zoom, it can crop, and can do a bunch of stuff. It's pretty cool. There's a big major essay from Dario Amodei, CEO of Anthropic, called The Adolescence of Technology. It's warning AI risk to national security, democracy. Dario, according to folks who work on Anthropic, is like this very, very deep, big thinker. And usually the thoughts he has are going internally within Anthropic. So it's great that he published this as well. And for very big breaking news, we have very, very soon, we have breaking news from a big lab as well. We're going to let you know all about this. In this week's Buzz, the category where we kind of update you about everything that happens at weights and biases from CoreWeave. Another reminder, the hackathon that we have, WeaveHacks 3, is almost sold out. But if you mention ThursdAI in the application form, we will let you in. I'm pretty sure, Wolf, from you, we have an automation that helps us figure out who's coming in the hackathon or who doesn't come in, right?
We are an AI lab, basically, and we are the AI evangelist.
Yes.
So we have our assistants going through these, making summaries, and then we make the decisions.
Do not prompt inject our application form. I dare you. I dare you to not prompt inject it.
How will you be injected?
luma.com/WeaveHacks3. Please join us. I just announced that our main super secret last minute sponsor is Cursor. You can get $300 in Cursor credits to hack to do Opus as your hard content. In Vision Video, we will tell you about a bunch of stuff, but the main thing that is very, very important that changed in the world of vision and video is that Grok, with a K, from XAI, they released an API, finally. Imagine API, and it's now ranked #1 in both text to video and image to video models. Guess how much it costs? You know how much it costs? $4.20 a minute. Of course, they price everything they have with this like ridiculous number. Anyway, it's cheaper and it's faster than a VO 3.1 apparently. So that's pretty cool. Voice and audio. NVIDIA releases Persona Plex 7B. It's an open source full duplex voice that listens and speaks simultaneously with persona control. Still in the world of AI art and diffusion, both Tongi and Tencent launched new versions of their image editors. We told you about Z Image Turbo previously from Tongi, from Alibaba. Z Image, the full one, the full capacity, is now open sourced as well with negative prompt control and superior diversity. I'm pretty sure it's open source. Let me triple check. Yeah, Comfy UI support is already in there. The image is pretty cool. The images, the quality was really, really impressive. And then Hunyuan image as well. The Tencent AI lab is also. We have obviously the explosion of Clawdbot or Moltbot now taking over the airwaves, absolutely taking over the airwaves for the past weekend. People got into the meme of buying Mac Minis and installing this thing on the Mac Mini, and we went live and talked about why Mac Mini makes sense. We can we talked about this as well. And the last things that I will mention in the tools area, that
just one thing,
yeah,
because about Moltbot, what we have seen online is a big hype, basically, which we were part of, or are part of. But what is cool is you can go some party in San Francisco and talk to people, and they ask you about their thing. Have you seen this? And it's really not just on X, but it's happening in our circles as well, and that is a very cool thing to see. And we realize why the naming change is actually a good thing, because some people then ask, do you mean Claude Code or do you mean the bot thing?
Yeah.
So yeah, I can understand why Anthropic wanted the name change.
Yeah, 100%. Anthropic definitely is within their rights for this. However, it's we get used to the name. All right, so super quick tools. So Clawdbot was forced to rename into Moltbot, or affectionately known as Molty. I think this is one of those Twitter X situations where people will just continue saying Clawdbot no matter what. Like, this is what it feels to me about. And also, it absolutely took over the airwaves on algorithmic. I don't know why, but Grok, the algorithm, just absolutely loved Clawdbot. So for a minute there, every post that I saw, everyone, I built a Chrome extension to highlight them. Every post was about Clawdbot. It was insane. We have Moonshot, Kimi, not only Kimi K2.5, they also released Kimi Code. It's open source Python agentic coding platform. They also have a code subscription as well, so that's great. And I think the last thing is Karpathy. Karpathy is out again in force, telling everybody that the world has changed. So Andre Karpathy posted a big thread on X saying that AI shifted his coding to 80% agent-driven coding, and he declares a phase shift in software engineering, which I think we all agree on. We can start with open source in a minute. Folks, should we dive in? I think it's time for us to dive into the actual open source news. There's a bunch to talk about.
Could tell us his favorite.
Oh, yes, Nistan Tahir. What is the one thing in AI for this week that is on your mind from news?
Alan AI's Sarah, it started reaching, it's a 32B. They released a bunch of models. It's a 32B started reaching 45% on SWE bench. And this is the best we've gotten where we have all the data. Because I'm very interested in this, because right now my job is basically data janitor at scale. So this was extremely nice data set from them, and actually not bad results. So it's truly open auditable code. So if you care about, I don't know, safety and all that stuff, now you actually have all the data to work with it.
Yep, that's
So,
great.
yeah.
Alrighty, listen, thank you. All right, folks, time for open source, our favorite corner. We don't have the whole hour today for open source. We're gonna run super quick. Open source, let's go. Open source AI, let's get it started. Let's get it started. Folks, the absolutely most important release of this week in open source is Moonshot AI with Kimi K2.5. Why is it the most important? Please discuss while I bring up some images, some stats. Wolfram, Yam, LDJ, I'm leaning on you for this one. Why is Kimi K2 release
Because
so
it's
important?
good, pretty much.
Very good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it's cheap basically because it's open. There will be different providers. You will have a pricing competition there, and that is one thing. If you are running your bots and so on, you want to use the best AI you can, but you don't want to go broke.
Yeah. So what do we know about this model release? First of all, Kimi from K2 and then the update somewhere in September, October, I think 09, 15 or something. Kimi was very unique among the open source models. It felt different. It felt like the vibes were a little bit different. It was great at writing, for example.
Oh yes.
And I used to like always compare drafts and whatever and ask it what it thought as well. But now this one beats multiple big labs in different evals. So like Wolfram, can you walk us through some stats about Kimi specifically and what we're getting excited about?
Yeah, first thing, it's a big model, 1 trillion parameters, MOE with 32B active.
1 trillion parameters.
We had trillion parameter models before
Yes.
as well, but you see a lot of open models that are pretty small. They are great, but I personally, I'm a big fan of the state-of-the-art big models, the frontier models that have the biggest performance. And still, with 32B active parameters, you can run this if you have a good enough machine.
Yeah.
So it's possible to run this. It's not only online. And yeah, it has 384 experts, 8 are selected per token with a 256K context length. Context length is particularly important because that is super important when you have the agents running for a long time, or if you are working on code, you want to have all of this inside the context. So the bigger the context, the better. Like Opus, you can only go to 200. Is it 256K with Opus as well? I think it's the same. You can Sonnet goes up to 1 million, and I think there's also a version of Opus with 1 million. But I always run in the limit.
We don't have this version. Maybe the folks in Anthropic. I don't know. I know nothing. But the folks from Cloud Code, Boris, Cherny, and Kat, they both left for OpenAI for like, for Cursor for like a week, and they came back to Anthropic. And everybody's like, I wonder why they came back after a week. I was like, that maybe because they couldn't use Cloud Code in the other place, unlimited with 1 million tokens, right? With Opus 4.5 with 1 million super speed. Because after playing with these models, speed and context window is very, very important. So if you have this unlimited from labs, that's great. Yeah. So please go ahead, Kimi.
Okay, so it has 50% on the Humanities Last Exam full set tools benchmark.
Yeah.
75.9%, almost 75% on BrowseCom. I think this is also one of the best in that benchmark. And an Agentic Swarm.
It's multimodal now. It wasn't multimodal before, right?
The
big like unlock from Kimi is that it now can see, and I think somebody was talking about it can see videos as well, and people like will send it videos, which was super cool.
And it's great in the benchmarks for vision stuff too.
Yeah.
It does support it, but it does it very well as well.
So here's the thing, and folks, we talked to you about this thing multiple times, and if you follow the show, but if you don't follow the show, here's the thing: we are talking about an open weights model. But it's 1 trillion parameters. So it's not like you're going to run this at home. This is not a local model.
Can run it,
Yes.
The company can invest in the resource and run a SOTA model on their premises.
Yeah. I want to address directly the camera for 1 second. If you're the type of company who wants to run Kimi K2, reach out to CoreWeave and we'll help you set it up, because running this on like one H100 is not going to be enough. You have to have a full node of things. It's a 1 trillion parameter model. It's an MOE model, only a little bit of active, so like it can run really, really fast. But definitely, I'm looking forward for the big dedicated chip companies like Cerebrus and Grok, maybe. but Grok was bought by NVIDIA, right? So I don't know if Grok is going to put up some new models. So I'm looking for like a fast interest. LDJ Yampelek, what do you hear about this model? Have you used it? What do we hear? Nistan, feel free to chime in. I want multiples of opinions.
So it seems like to be the same active parameter and total parameter size as the Kimi K2 model. However, a lot of the big model smell things people like to talk about, like creative writing, which a lot of people praise Kimi K1.5 and Kimi K2 for.
Yep.
It seems like this will be something here that people will be able to continue to use that for here, but at the same time get like the agentic and coding abilities that is more competitive with the frontier models. I think we still need some time to really assess how well it compares to something like 4.5 Opus and 5.2, but at least Sui Bench Pro and Terminal Bench 2.0, which I think amongst us on this panel, that's some of our favorite coding benchmarks. It doesn't seem to be doing quite as well as something like Opus 4.5 or GPT 5.2 there, but still, I mean, that's a really high bar to reach, right? And the fact that this is open, you could run it on-prem or run it on CoreWeave and everything. Hopefully we end up seeing a lot of kind of multimodal video understanding demos as well with it, and seeing what applications can be built on that.
So let's put it in practical terms for folks, because again, it's a big model. Putting this on-prem for many people, like unless you're a company or you did an exit for your startup, it's not practical to put this on-prem, right? You can get this through Open Router. You can get this directly from Moonshot in their API. They have no tiers for coding as well. We're talking about 60 cents per million tokens. 60 cents. Opus 4.5 is $4.5, $5 per million tokens, right? So we're talking about a 10x decrease in price. I'm not going to say they have the same level of intelligence. I don't know what kind of black magic Anthropic Dario Amodei cooks with, but there's something about the Opus models and the cloud models. We told you about this before. Like there's something there that hard for us to like tell you exactly what it is and how for us to understand. But if you are on a budget and if you're using Clawdbot, you should be on the budget, because if you're using it through API, it can burn through tokens like crazy, especially with subagents. I see Ryan nodding, because once you spin up those subagents, the prices get away from you super quick. 60 cents per million tokens is very, very affordable. You can absolutely switch to Kimi for most coding tasks if you're on a budget and still get great results.
And that is the input tokens. The output tokens are even more expensive with Claude for 25.
Oh, yes.
For 1 million tokens output, while you have just $3 for the Moonshot.
25 is crazy.
And it was 75 with Opus 4, remember?
Yeah.
75.
Pricing is absolutely ridiculous.
Okay.
Agent Swarms is a native thing that they have here. They call it groundbreaking feature. Spawns up to 100 parallel subagents, achieving 4.5 speedups on complex tasks. With aggressive pricing, this makes sense, but just the fact that like these models, the open source models, can pick up work across like so many subagents, I think is like very, very, very cool. So Kimi, definitely, folks should check this out. And we have breaking news. Let's go. Breaking news. I was waiting for this one. AI breaking news coming at you only on ThursdAI. Folks, this is breaking news that I was like very, very excited to come to and tell you about. And I was waiting for the embargo to lift. I did have early access, and we're going to show you this right now. Google has just announced that Genie3, the world model game generator that they've announced somewhere in the last year, is now out. Genie3 is now out. Now it's out for Ultra subscribers. I will say, though, that stick around with us, because I am able to give one of you 3 months, or two of you 3 months of Ultra subscription to Google to test it out. So if you are interested in this, we'll definitely see. What is Genie3? Genie3 is a world model. It's a generator based on a picture or some text that can create full worlds. We were super excited about this when it came out, and now Google is launching this in, let's say, preview mode. So I really want to show you this. You guys should see this. This is absolutely, absolutely crazy. It's giving you a world to play with for like a whole minute. All right. So you guys see this like interface. Hopefully the folks on the vertical also see this. So basically you describe an environment, and then you describe a character. And then they have different environments. This is my most favorite one. And the environment is a tactile, needle-felted diorama featuring a wool terrain and animated fabric crowds. And the character is a fuzzy snail with responsive sliding mechanics. Let's create this world on the fly. What happens here is on the fly, Google will create a full 3D world with physics and mechanics for this world very quick. It's available for Google Ultra subscribers in the US only. Folks, look at this. Look at this. This is not video. This is me controlling the little snail. You can see I rotate the camera. The snail just bounced. Do you see it bounced away from this little felt rock? And I can control this guy. Like, I don't know what space does. Yeah, it jumps. It jumps. Let's go.
That's
Can
amazing.
you look at this fucking quality.
Wow.
These little folks in the exit, they're looking at me running.
That's so amazing.
Wow, it's a collision.
There's collision. You guys see like it's stuck. It's now stuck. It's crazy. Let me pause this here. We're gonna like generate folks. Meanwhile, I would love for you to tell me what kind of worlds you want. But let me go like with the cameras and tell you guys. I played with this. My mind was absolutely blown because for a whole minute, and a minute is not enough. I really want more. Shout out to the Gemini team. I had a chance to chat with folks from the Gemini team. This is like the big embargo that we have. This supports a remote controller, Bluetooth controller, so you can actually like play mini games. Folks from the Gemini, the DeepMind team that work on Genie, they animate their kids' characters and they give them the world to play
Beautiful
in.
idea.
They take pictures from their daily life with the dog. At some point, one of the researchers from DeepMind told me that like he used to use his dog as a test subject. At some point, it just like looked so realistic, it didn't make any sense. But imagine taking your dog and just like using it like to walk around with it. It's just like absolutely crazy.
A drawing of your kids and then have it, like a game for the kids, play with their own characters.
All right, we have somebody that says an underwater world on a faraway planet as the environment, and let's come up with
Lobster.
Oh, we have to use a lobster,
multi.
100%. Okay, so the environment is going to be an underwater world on a faraway
With mermaids.
planet with sea life and mermaids. And mermaids. The character is going to be a blue robotic lobster.
Dressed like a hacker.
Dressed like a hacker with
And a yellow jacket.
sunglasses and the yellow jacket. You guys are really like pushing this for this model. The third person, we need to see the lobster. So we're going to create the sketch. This is powered by Nano Banana Pro behind the scenes, right? So Nano Banana Pro generates the imagery, and we know that Nano Banana Pro is absolutely incredible. But also, this release means so much to the agentic world because agents will be able to like spin up these worlds and play around with them. And, many folks in Google suspect that this is the kind of the path for AGI.
Wow.
He's got glasses.
Is this good enough? A blue lobster with sunglasses and a yellow bomber jacket. Do we need any changes or we're going to go?
No, he's got a jetpack on him. Yeah. No,
All right, folks, I'm excited.
It's amazing.
Oh my God, look at this. We're swimming with mermaids on a...
Wow.
The mermaids are creepy.
There's a lobster in sunglasses and it's a hacker lobster. And it can swim up. Can you swim down? It can swim down.
Does it have collision with the walls?
See, I can see the wall. I'm going to crash.
Lost its glasses. Oh, wow.
Did you see my shadow?
Yeah.
Are you seeing the shadow that we're casting on this rock? This is insane. Folks, this is a real-time 24 frames per second streaming of a model that takes input and generates the next frame on the fly. This is not video. I'm controlling this lobster.
What is happening? Like, what's the hardware?
I'm assuming a lot of TPUs, but I'm mind blown. It's collision. It stopped. What the fuck?
This is a view of the
And
future.
we're done.
I want this kind of game, and it creates it on the fly for you, basically.
Yeah, this is on the fly gaming, on the fly worlds. Absolute insanity. I don't think we've played enough with this one.
Can we give it a picture, just LDJ's picture? Like just that cat. Can it make LDJ if you just screenshot his cat face?
Yes, I'm gonna absolutely do this. Let's do it. Cat face. Screenshot. Okay, let's see what we can do. So, but we need a new world though. LDJ, what kind of world do you want to live in? Your character?
The Matrix.
So our environment is a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. The character is astronaut cat that has, I don't know. We'll figure this out. We'll let the cool thing about this is that Nano Banana Pro is very like creative, and so
wow,
whoa,
what?
Wait, come towards us. Come towards us.
Turn around.
Look at the light.
Did you see the camera moved from the? Did you guys see this? Like I turned the camera and it moved closer because there's a wall there. LDJ.
Oh That's
Is
amazing.
this insane or what? We only have a
still-
minute. Let's go
Go,
explore.
go
Let's
to
run.
the light.
Let's run. Let's run. Can you
Look at
jump?
the colors.
Yo, absolutely crazy. I like. It's a little annoying that it's in slow motion, but maybe it's because it's like zero gravity or whatever.
Because you're in space, there's
Yeah.
less gravity.
Oh, that's true.
That was simulated.
Whoa, see outside.
We just went by a window and it generated the whole other side of the spaceship through the window, and it's like, what the fuck is happening?
Can you go through the window?
I don't think so. We're in space.
Oh, wow.
Okay, look around. Let's see the one.
And our 1 minute is up. No.
Oh, you're floating off into space.
Wait, hold
You're
on.
sinking.
I'm sinking, but I don't know if you guys see this. I can still control the thing. 1 minute is up. But did we break through the... Oh, there we go. Okay, now it stopped. Guys, what the fuck was just that?
That was
Anybody
awesome.
feels tingly about we're living in a simulation?
Crazy.
That was awesome.
I mean, so think about it, this thing has an API. Like, I assume it does. And I mean, we can all build on this. That's bonkers.
If this has an API, it's going to be crazy. The thing that I wanted to talk about is two things from Gemini, the team that I spoke to. One, the VO team, the video generation team. Obviously, those are different models, right? So the VO team and this team, they collaborated. And so what happens is folks at Google can generate a video with VO and then continue and step into this video with Genie3. This is like absolutely insane because the video is like higher fidelity because it's like locked in. And the second thing is SEMA 2, which is they're kind of like, they have an agent that plays games. They have a self-improving game player set up with this technology. So they have like a player, they generate a long session for them. They play this game inside the Genie3, and then they kind of like look at what worked and didn't work, jump, didn't jump, etc. They generate another game, and they have this self-improving gamer that can play games. It's absolutely insane.
So you think the 1 minute limit is just arbitrary and they can generate much more elaborate things?
Yes.
Yeah.
I've asked them and I gave them feedback directly. 1 minute is not enough. It's really, really annoying. But obviously, they need to serve a bunch of people. So, folks, I will say for subscribers of ThursdAI, I will post a poll or a chat. I will see how it is, right? So, like, look out. I have 3 Ultra subscriptions. Thank you for the DeepMind team for the early access. I will send the details down with the newsletter. If you're in the US and you want to try Genie3 and you don't have Ultra subscription, Ultra for 3 months, I don't know, it's like $200. You can be able to like use Gemini, etc. Question from the audience: is there another lab can get close to this quality? I don't know. LDJ, go ahead while I'll generate another world.
For the first Sora model that released, I recall there was a couple talks that the creators of the first Sora model did where they did actually say a big reason why they're doing something like Sora is because they do believe that's going to be an essential component to having these world model like things that will be a component to future AGI. And they did actually show a demo, if I recall, I think it was the first Sora, where they showed it basically being able to do a world model of having Minecraft world and having a player actually go in that world and interact with things and fight mobs. We didn't really see much more than that yet, but I imagine OpenAI might be thinking along similar lines here. And I think the context of the 1 minute limit, I think part of it might be related to increasingly higher memory usage happening as you get significantly beyond that. Like 2 minutes might end up having significantly more memory usage and flops usage with the context than just 1 minute. And they might just have to draw a line there.
I think you're absolutely right in terms of memory because this thing has consistency. It knows. So for folks who are just listening to the podcast, I'm in the world where I'm a blue ball of ink and I leave like a trail behind me. And I look around in the camera everywhere where I went before, like my trail is consistent. And so like they had this viral video when they just announced Genie3 where somebody was painting the wall and then turning around, turn back, and the wall was painted where he painted them.
That was one of the most impressive things I've seen with these world models, where you were moving a short step closer to the wall and it was painted, then away, look back and forth. That was super impressive.
Yeah.
I don't understand how this works. How is it doing that this fast?
The speed is basically they generate a new frame on every input and they generate 24 frames per second and they just sped up their diffusion models. It's a world model and it takes input. It's absolutely mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing. I want to do one more. I want to I don't want to focus the whole show on Genie, but you guys know, for those of you who follow ThursdAI, you know how excited I get about world models because I absolutely I want to put on my VR headset and just go into one. And I think this future is not that far away given that what we see now. So I was very excited about Genie3 when it came out. And this is this specifically is a game generator type thing. So I want to show you a cool ass realistic one, right? So you have realistic experiences and you have game type experiences. You can control all of them. So let's see. Absolutely insane. So Genie3 from the folks at DeepMind. Let me pull up my notes over here. Genie3 is available for Ultra subscribers in the US. If you, and I think the US has a latency thing, if you are not an Ultra subscriber in the US and you want to play around with this model, I will send instructions in the newsletter today of how to actually get this, and I'll raffle of the 2 subscriptions. So shout out to the Gemini team for giving us access and releasing this incredible thing.
It's a glimpse of the future for sure. We are looking into the future, what will be in 1, 2, 3 years. If we look back to AI now, we see how far it has come. Look, imagine what this will be in a couple of years.
I'm still blown the fuck away. Sorry, guys. I'm still trying to understand how we go from 3 years ago, Stable Diffusion cannot generate a fucking image of a minion, to getting real live streaming 24 per second controllable worlds with persistence. What the fuck is happening? And I was I'm here for all of it. This is incredible. This is why we do ThursdAI.
It's time to be alive.
Yeah, it's a great time to be alive.
I cannot wait to be first person Captain Horatio Nelson in a full out Napoleon era naval battle with ship of the lines and cannons and everything.
Why am I not surprised?
I was thinking about sailing, and then I'm with cannons.
Yes. What still remains there for full immersion, obviously, is 3D and sound. Imagine, and I'm sure all of these things are coming, like with video. And if you guys want to if you're having a hard time extrapolating, just use Star Trek, for example. Just use whatever. If you're having a hard time extrapolating, look at the world of video models. They first start very clunky, then they continue, then they had audio, then now they have physics and character persistency, etc. LDJ, go ahead, and then we'll move on.
Imagine taking the next step of having the model have the goal of generating stereoscopic imagery for VR and having that live. There's already even startups, which maybe we'll cover this in the future with future announcements, but I know startups right now already having successful trials of things like piping in basically motion signals into your inner ear to make you feel like you're moving to the left or moving to the right. A bunch of cool things like that are coming.
Yep. All right, folks, back to open source. Because we covered Kimi K2.5. We want to talk about Arcee's major release as well.
It's a 400 MB sparse MOE model with 13B active parameters, which is trained on 17 trillion tokens in only 33 days for 20 million.
Well, we had Lucas Atkins here, the CTO, when they had just started training it on 2,000 GPUs, 2,000 B300s for a month, and it's out. So they said it was supposed to finish training on January 9th or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is pretty cool. It's the largest, I think, Western lab now that did. Well, Mistral was a bit bigger, but it's pretty cool to just see people from the open source community just start off just making small models and stuff, and then they just train a 4B, and now it's just 400. The scale is great.
The scale is awesome.
512K native context.
Mm-hmm.
So it's twice as large as Kimi K2's 2.5. And it's available free on Open Router until February 2026. So if you want to try it, now's the best time.
Oh, shout out to Open Router for giving this available for free. So shout out to Arcee as well. Integration with Prime Intellect folks and the data folks. Somebody remind me.
Datology.
Thank you. I was almost there, DJ. Thank you for helping me land this auto completion tokens. Datology AI.
It also should be significantly faster than Kimi K2.5, considering it's about half the active parameter count. But this is a good size too, where if you put this into 4-bit quantization, which is a pretty standard quantization, it can fit with some extra context as well on a single B200 or B300, which Kimi K2.5 cannot. So the fact that you could run it on a single GPU, if you are someone like CoreWeave or another company that has access to those types of GPUs, that can accelerate inference a lot.
All right, so shout out to our folks in Arcee, and folks, it's free on OpenRouter. Give it a try and let us know.
And on Kilo Code 2, where there's also free for...
I don't know, what is
Kilo Code, that is an extension for Visual Studio Code. And it's basically like Cursor in the way how you can use it.
All right.
Are we going to talk about the fact that Klein sort of got acqui-hired by Codex?
Let's talk about this. It hasn't, you know, it's kind of in the open source related world. Ryan, I had a corner that, you know, I want you to lead. Maybe we didn't plan for this with like personnel changes, timeline feedbacks, etc. You want to briefly give us the story there?
Yeah, so we just, and again, like I've stepped back from my role at AMP. I'm a free agent. And so I don't really have a horse in the race here. I still love AMP. I still use it. But it was interesting as we started seeing these tweets pop up from the members of the Klein team saying they joined the OpenAI to work on Codex. And everyone's like, whoa, what? And it appears like it's just another team acqui-hire, which is fine and cool and yay for them and probably yay for Codex, and it's all good. And
you don't want to talk about the backstory here, where Nick Pash from Klein replied to a hackathon picture and said, "Imagine the smell." And this comment got absolutely exploded in virality. Everybody was trying to tell the person that like he's for some reason racist. Like the whole Indian diaspora on Twitter probably like came after him. A lot of folks tried to tell him this is a racist comment. Dude is like, have you been at a hackathon before? Like, folks, let me just say with very, very clear clarity. The WeaveHackathon that's coming up this weekend, that you're more than welcome to join at luma.com/WeaveHacks3, is going to have a great smell. But generally, hackathons are places where folks still in college that, you know, they love computers, etc., don't shower for 3 days. The smell is usually funky, unrelated to who's there. So Nick got a lot, like it went up to Elon Musk, whatever. It's like, it was incredible. And then his founder of Klein basically said, he came out in support and said, hey, he's a great guy, whatever. He didn't mean it. And then he got so much pressure that he came back and said he's now fired. And so basically Nick got, you know, declined. I'm so sorry for this pun, but Nick got declined. And now the whole team of those folks are now at Codex. And and we expect Codex to do great things. I will say another thing about Codex, super quick, is that Peter Steinberger, the guy behind Clawdbot, did not use Cloud Code for Clawdbot. It's all Codex. He's one of the top like leading users of Codex. So Codex is really great as well. Alrighty, moving forward from the news in open source, I think it's time for us to talk about the big labs. Let's mention Jan V3. It's a 4 billion parameter open source model optimized for fast local inference, 40% improvement on Aider benchmark, 132 tokens per second, 4 billion parameter models. These models are great for a thing. So if you are installing personal AI assistants like Cloud Code, you probably won't be able to run all of that inference. You know, you won't be able to get the same performance if you're running a 4 billion parameter model. But I discovered this trick that I installed yesterday, QMD from Toby Lutke from Shopify. The dude is going like super crazy into memory and vector stuff. So basically, he built this plugin called QMD. And this plugin has semantic re-ranking. What it means is that if you have a vector database, just a database like stored in vector space, when you pull different chunks, looking at those chunks and saying, hey, this is more relevant to your query, this is less relevant, is something that LLM can do. You don't need a big model for this. You can do like absolutely like a small Quen model. The more smaller intelligences we have, the faster those type of experiences are. This creates incredible memory that can reflect on itself, rephrase your question, and have different high quality of questions. So Jan V3 is absolutely one such model. I'm going to show you the image of it super quick. And then we're going to move on from open source. Where's Jan? Here we go. 4 billion models, 40% on coding gains, 4 billion parameter, 262K context with 60 gigabyte RAM. You can run this model, and they have 5 million downloads for Jan Desktop, the whole like software that they have with GQA architecture and GDF ready, and they're like very happy about their Aider benchmarks. I think this is it for open source as far as I saw. Folks, let's move on to big companies.
Oh, there's one more. There was the updated DeepSeek OCR. And and I'm finding out lately that the small models are not just for you tinkering at home or mobile. They're actually great for doing data work at scale, because if you have to pay for the GPUs, you usually want to find what is the smallest model that can process the data to an acceptable level, and that allows you to just get an order of magnitude in speed and cost savings. So they do also have quite a bit more use like on at scale, like for companies and stuff.
Yep. Moving on to big companies and some news from big companies. I'm still so I want to go play with Genie3. I want you to send you guys to play with Genie3 as well. Big companies, we don't have any model releases, right? So like obviously I would say in the big companies now that we've gotten here, the biggest news from this, I think, is Genie3 from Google is now available for testing. The world model, the real-time 20 frames per second world model that you can create worlds in. But some other stuff dropped from Google as well this week. Chrome.
I also think Genie is more theoretical. It shows us what will be possible, but for the actual user right now, it's of limited use. You can play with it and you probably are done with it. But the news we are now talking about, those are the stuff that you can use every day and can make your life easier.
Yep.
So should I start with?
Yes, please go ahead.
The auto browse in Chrome with Gemini3, Nano Banana integration, and connecting to Google apps. So Google unveiled a major update to Chrome, which now integrates Gemini3, which is their most advanced AI model, of course, and gives it agentic browsing capabilities like Atlas from OpenAI. And now Google needs that as well, and they integrated Gemini into it. So Auto Browse is now available in preview for Google AI Pro and Ultra subscribers, which can autonomously handle multiple step tasks like vacation planning, hotel booking, the stuff you usually see as a demos, form filling, appointment scheduling, shopping with budget constraints, stuff like that. The easy agentic stuff. But now it's also available directly in Chrome, which means it's available to the USA, but soon to the whole world.
Yeah. We talked about agentic browsing a bunch. We talked about ChatGPT Atlas. I want to question everybody here on the panel super quick. Do you guys use agentic browsers or do you use agents that browse? Does anybody here have an active Atlas thing that's running for them? Does anybody here have an active Comet or now Chrome?
I have Chrome, so I'm using it and I constantly reach the limitations. When I want some stuff transformed, sometimes it doesn't do it. But yeah, I use it and I wouldn't go back to a non-agentic browser.
Interesting.
Yeah, I definitely do that. But I also use the Moltbot to surf the web and do stuff for me. So I use both.
Yeah, what about you? You seem to be back and reacting to the agentic browser.
So I'm using Cloud Code with Dev Browser, the plugin, and it just mugs everything else. It's simply the best. I tried them all, and it's the most reliable one, and it's the fastest one. It uses the least amount of tokens. Anyone that doesn't know about it, it's open source. Huge shout out. Go check it out. It's not by myself. Just huge shout out to the creator, and it's an absolutely great plugin. You can use it with Clawdbot or Moltbot and Cloud.
Dev browser?
Dev browser.
Because there was one this week, agent browser as well.
I use agent browser, which is similar, and it's all I use. I don't really use an AI controlled browser, but now that Gemini is first, like a first person citizen of Chrome, I'm gonna try it.
I noticed that when I try to browse with non-browser UIs, but via agents that control some browsers, I frequently get into these like bot prevention things that my bots cannot fix. And what I notice is when I use Atlas, which is like first-party native browsing experience, or Chrome now, they feel like me to the websites, right? Whether it's X, whether it's Cloudflare sites, etc. So there is definitely a benefit for native agentic browsing. But I want to stress how big the deal is here. Chrome is a browser, is the most used browser in the world. It's probably like 2 billion people, 1.8 billion people or so. I'm just throwing numbers in the air, but are using Chrome on a daily basis. This is by far the most used browser in the world. The fact that now they're bringing agentic browsing capabilities only to also Ultra subscribers. The Google Ultra subscription tier is becoming more and more enticing, and it's been fucking every month. OpenAI Pro tier does amazing things, and then we're like, okay, and then Anthropic with co-work, etc. And you're like, okay, should I switch? And now Google's Ultra tier, which, hey, if you subscribe to newsletter this week, you'll be able to raffle out 3 months of Google Ultra subscription. But now their subscription becomes very enticing, because if you are on Gmail, like most of us, then Chrome can do a bunch of stuff for you that maybe Atlas is not going to be able to. We didn't get to LDJ and Nistan. Do you guys use agentic browsing, and how?
I just use Chromium -- headless commands, but run a separate model to do the actual navigation. And then I just run Claude code with it. Try to keep it relatively simple.
What are you running?
It's just like a little Quen on the side to just look, guys. There are ways to get around the box. Like there's always a way. Just think about it. You have
100%.
vision. Yeah, you can see the screen.
I saw Claude for Chrome just casually clicking. It just clicks. I'm not a button. Continues.
That's so great.
It's incredible.
Yeah, for me, I've tried using Comet. It just wasn't like quite there for me. At least not something for me to consistently want to use it over Chrome and everything. For Atlas, I need to check back on Atlas, but at least when it first released, I think it was only available on Mac. And so that ended up with me not installing it.
Yeah.
But
And Chrome is
no,
available everywhere.
yeah, exactly.
So, folks, this is a little hard to see on the screen, but I'm now having this agentic browsing. They call this auto browsing in Chrome. You can see I opened the sidebar.
Wait, we are still seeing the sketching a world.
On the right, the white one.
Oh,
yes. Yeah, I don't know quite how to zoom in here because this is a browser, so I can't like zoom into their experience. What I want to say is there's a sidebar. This is the Gemini area. I said, can you generate a world for me there? And it says, I can complete this task for you, but I need your permission first. Chrome can help you get things done. Gemini in Chrome uses auto browse to work in your tabs and help you get things done, like book appointments, create shopping carts. They love the book appointment thing. It shows its steps and tries to confirm before taking sensitive ones. You can stop or take over every time. That's also a difference between if you're running agents, for example, with browsers versus you seeing a browser that does the thing for you. You can control it. You're like right there. So let's actually take it for a spin. Let's say, let's go. And I asked it to generate a world for us within the Google Genie. So it says task started. At some point, it will show. So now it shows on the actual browser that like it took over. So when you hover this, you can't like click. And it just clicked the create sketch button, and then it has like a waiting thing. So it will wait for things to happen. Somehow it detects that like a process is going on. And then it says, I have clicked. The generation process is now complete. The creation controls on the page are currently disabled. It may be a few minutes. Okay, and now what? So yeah, agentic browser that can do multiple actions. You can look. I think it's a huge deal. Chrome is used by 1.8 billion people. They just brought agentic browsing to all of those people.
4 billion, actually.
4
billion
daily users. Most of these people.
And you don't need to pay.
No. This is only for ultra subscribers. This does not go out for 4 billion people. I'm saying.
Not yet.
Do you know how much money Google will make from this? 4 billion people, they will pop one notification like, hey, if you subscribe to Gemini Ultra, you will get automatic browsing. 4 billion people will see this. At 0% conversion, they're going to make billions out of this just like overnight. This is insane.
Subscription.
That's not a cheap subscription. That's not a cheap. I mean, we will subscribe. Yeah, 100%. But we are not a representative,
I don't think it is limited Ultra. You sure about that, Alex? Because I'm not an Ultra on my personal account, and I can use it.
The auto browsing?
It seems like it.
I'm
double checking now.
Let's check. Oh, Ultra and Pro and Ultra.
Yeah, Pro.
Yeah, Pro and Ultra.
Even my mother has Pro.
Okay,
you get it if you buy a Pixel phone. Yeah. She had it.
It's just absolutely incredible. We have to test this out, right? Like we have to test the capabilities, but we know that Gemini is great at multimodality. We know that Gemini is great at seeing the screen. We absolutely know for browsing, especially in the way that you guys are doing it with like the tools that control the browser, context window is a pain in the ass because sometimes these browsers send the whole goddamn HTML to the thing and then Opus reads the HTML. Like it makes no sense.
Compacting after just one web search.
So like you do 2 searches and then you have compaction and then like you forgot where you went to do. These probably can run for longer. So that's absolutely crazy.
Million context window.
Oh, that's Gemini. It has like 2 million token context. Like,
Gemini
there is no problem here.
Yeah.
Gemini Flash can run super quick. I'm very excited about this. Let me see if my agent task is still here. Yeah, I have it.
I'm with you, Alex. I think this is a big deal. We've seen Google go from asleep to launching Gemini to Gemini being integrated into Workspace and now being integrated into Chrome. I mean, this is a Google.com sort of mass moment that's beginning to happen, and it's exciting.
I'm pretty sure Gemini is now the most used AI model. If you consider that it is powering Google search, you have it as a Gemini assistant on the phone, which is actually before using my main assistant, and it still is my sidekick, is the Gemini assistant. I can just push a button on my watch and talk to it, or just say the magic words without even unlocking my phone. And I get access, and it has access to my mail and all these things. And not only I, but even my mother can do stuff like that.
I think it's time for us to move on from agentic browsing, but it's a huge deal. Let's put it out here. It's a huge deal. 4 billion daily users.
Those don't even know what agentic browsing means. But if you get a pop-up and it says, hey, you can now automate this task, how many people will use that? A lot.
Just absolutely insane. We are moving on because Google is shipping this week. Google is shipping this week. Let's talk about agentic vision from Google as well, super quick.
Agentic vision in Gemini 3 Flash. And this is actually my second favorite of the week, because I've been using the Flash model a lot with Moltbot. And I noticed this feature in Moltbot because it analyzed an image, and instead it zoomed in and extracted parts of it. And I thought, oh, is that hallucinated? So since when is it doing that? And now Gemini 3 Flash is also capable of that. So it can decide, oh, I need to investigate a specific part of an image, concentrate on that, focus, work on it that way. So agentic vision for Gemini 3 Flash is a new capability that transforms how it interacts with images by not just passively analyzing the visual context, instead actively reasoning about the image queries using a think, act, observe loop. And it's doing this by generating and executing Python code in the backend, basically, to zoom, crop, annotate even, and plot. So it can even change the image, show you stuff. That has also been part of the Gemini assistant, where it showed you, if you ask where are my classes, it really made an area on the picture so you know where to look. And this is now available in general here. Availability is in Gemini app with thinking mode enabled, Google AI Studio, and Vertex AI. So I'm still wondering if what I saw happening with my bot instance, if that was now, did it really do that? But it has the ability to execute code on that.
Yeah, they execute code, and now it's agentic. All right, folks, let's move on to the big companies' MCP apps. Yam, and I want you to chat with me about this. We had our friends Ido Salman, Liad Yosef, both here. They created Git MCP, and then they went super viral, and then they created MCP UI, and then they get super viral. And basically, MCP UI turned into this MCP apps, or just open apps, I think, protocol. We talked about it with them, and then we talked about how OpenAI is adopting this, and OpenAI is now an app store. Anthropic is now an app store as well. It has apps built into the interface. What do we know about this? How exciting is this? Have you tried it? Would love to hear your thoughts here as well on this.
Look, at the beginning, you had MCP protocol that basically allows you to expose tools for other AIs to use. It can be locally, it can be in a server, and whatnot. And it was an upgrade because throughout the chat, the model could just use whatever tool that you want. However, the thing is that we also have a different thing that many people do with that many model providers natively support at this point, which is Canvas. That you have web apps that are disposable. You talk to your favorite model and it creates a web app that pretty much does what you want. It can be used for demonstrations and so on. And I don't need to go too much into this. MCP apps allows you to basically get back an interactive block and have it rendered interactively throughout the chat while you are using the actual chat. If you go to Anthropic release, you will see that throughout the chat with Claude, they have, for example, a color picker. Like you ask Claude for a color picker, and it just creates it out of thin air, like writes the code. And then you can use it to actually pick color on the fly throughout the chat. So you're basically not just talking to the AI, you are also morphing the actual interface that you talk the AI through. Now, that's basically MCP apps in like what it allows you to do.
Just think of it, if you want Photoshop inside the Claude UI, you can kind of do that now. They don't have a Photoshop plugin.
They're Figma. The thing that I want to mention, remembering the folks that were here that built this, when you're a company that provides just information, MCP kind of eats your brand, right? So you expose your information via model context protocol. The LLM looks at the information you provides and spits it out to the user in text, and then your brand is basically disappearing. Your brand colors, your brand identity, everything just goes away. And what happens with MCP apps? What happens with MCP apps is the LLMs that you use every day, Claude, ChatGPT, probably Google is going to adopt this. This is an open standard right now. They can serve your brand's identity and full visual UI experiences where you can click, and they are involved in the process there. So whatever you do within this very rich window of things, the LLM kind of can pick up on. So this is a very different thing than on-the-fly apps. These are experiences that are pre-built. So LLM doesn't create them from scratch and writes the code, etc. This is like a very specific thing where a pre-curated list of apps, and we have a few examples here that I want to show. Thank you for the thing. So Box files, for example. If you use Box, I don't know many people who do, but like on enterprise, definitely many people use Box. You can say, hey, find our latest analysis report, and then Claude will just like, hey, let me look through Box to this. So it says, here is the file, but it can now show you the actual file. It can show you like a file preview, load the PDF, etc. And this UI is Box's UI. The blue on top is specifically Box, the annotate features, etc. Everything here is specific to that UI. Let's see.
I think that the important thing to emphasize here is that it's not limited. They can basically integrate whatever, anyone that supports the protocol. That's the big thing here, that it's interactive components coming from the end party, you can say, and not like built into the chat itself.
Yeah, I think
it's unlimited.
I don't know if you can enable any app that you want, like MCP with Claude. I think that like right now it's a curated experience, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong.
Look,
I think at some point it left to open up.
Look, it might be curated at the moment because of, it's just starting and so on. And so they curate the list of approved products and so on. But in general, it's a protocol. That's the thing about it. It's a protocol, a standard that you can use for whatever. So I assume that in the future, they'll just support, just like they support custom MCP that the user can provide. And it's your problem if you leak your entire computer online.
Yeah.
They will support that you will add custom MCP apps through this.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Here's how it looks in Claude, and I'm connected now. It shows basically the featured ones: Gamma, Amplitude, Box, Asana, Canva. Those are like the featured ones. Monday, for example, and Hex, and then you have a bunch of others. This is like a very impressive amount of connectors. I don't know if many of them expose apps or there's just MCPs, and honestly, I don't think it's for the person to know. Actually, like I don't know if the person needs to know whether or not this exposes an app or not. But I know for a fact that Figma, for example, exposes an app in Claude. I can try to install this, but Figma is probably not going to work for me. If you want to know about MCP apps from the creators themselves, please check out our Thanksgiving episode with Ido and Liad. We brought you this news a while ago. Let's move on, folks. I think we have more stuff to cover. Okay, so in big labs, the thing that also I want to talk about is, I think it's like big labs, but multimodality as well. XAI, Elon Musk's very fast competitor in the world of AI, have released Grok Imagine via the API. It's been a while, but it's been incredible to see how fast they're catching up on everything. Grok Imagine is part of Grok. It is a separate model, as far as I can tell. Maybe Grok tells it what to do. Maybe there's like some intelligent part to it, kind of like, Nano Banana 3 is powered by Gemini 3 as well. It's probably that. Grok Imagine is a video model. It's a text to video and image to video, and now it tops artificial analysis leaderboards as number 1. I think it's like number 2 at LM Arena or Arena. They rebranded to Arena. And previously we talked to you about Grok Imagine video because, well, it was uncensored. They obviously had less limitations than other labs that are working in the space. Maybe this is the competitive advantage, but they have been significantly improving their video model. And now it's not only a video model, I think it has audio as well. Should we look at some of the examples?
Yeah,
I think
let's do it.
With audio, let me pull this up with audio, and I will.
We're starting to see pay as you go now with the X API. I threw $100 in it this morning, used it for some stuff. It's encouraging to see this happen. So I think a lot of people are going to build on top of these APIs if they are easier and to use.
Yeah. So now you guys are seeing my payments page was not super helpful. I am paying for the Grok API in addition to the X API, but I think what I want to...
Speaking of the API, that is also great for our AI agents. So mine is basically using Nana Banana Pro. My agent wants to show me something. So the more APIs you have, the more it can do. It can generate a video to explain something or summarize something for you.
This is what I wanted to pull up. I think that the most important part of this is that the agents can use this. This is now available via remote, whereas Grok Imagine before was only available via like the Grok interface. You had to pay for it. Now the like Ryan says, it's pay per token, but also just incredible video model. So let's take a look at this together. It should have sound on it as well. Yes, okay. You guys let me know if this comes through. So this is the picture that we had, and then you can see the video of like two robots drinking beer, and they're highlighting the cheersing. This is some examples. Cookies walking around in the chocolate stream and having a kiss.
Does anyone hear the audio?
There's no
Oh,
audio in this one
it's
yet.
kiss.
Yeah. I can absolutely say that this is near state-of-the-art quality for
It's
video.
good.
Yeah, performance and benchmarks, the thing here is they are fast as well. So if you look at these score to latency, Grok Imagine is 45 seconds latency, where VO3 is 68 seconds, 78 seconds. It's price-wise and latency-wise, I think they're beating everyone, just absolutely everyone. They also have video editing capabilities. Let's look at video editing. So if you have like a person sloping down the screen, then you can like replace it with Panda. Skiing down the slope. If you have a person skiing down the slope, you can replace it with Panda. You can replace it with a Viking. You can replace it with a penguin, for example. Video editing capabilities in this. Now, flexible styles as well. So 16:9 apparently is a 9:16 is available. So they're definitely going after. It's really funny. On the release page of this, there's Instagram stories like UI. So it looks like very clear who they're targeting with. And I want to hear the audio. So this is not the best.
Perimeter is clear.
Oh, they're speaking. Hold on.
We have the package. Good. Any heat? None yet. Here, take it. Copy. What's the status? Signal's clean. This one's new. Top of the line. What's the range? 800 meters. Armor piercing.
Not the best example. There's multiple folks here talking, the same person talking, kind of like Sora. So this is just music. We have some otters playing in audio, playing with water. Oh, okay. This is better. You can see the synced kind of like sound effects when they play with water. I'm not seeing a lot of talking happening. I'm not seeing a lot of like lip syncing. I see audio. I see like generated like sound effects. It's synced to the actions in the video, which is pretty cool, right? So the model obviously understands sound, but I'm not seeing a lot of like, hey, let me talk.
The question is, can we use it already? If you took a picture of us here in the room and uploaded it as a picture and that animate the podcast, would we be talking then?
I don't know. I don't know. But the video editing capabilities are pretty cool. You can see, and we've been waiting for, you can also have remove capabilities. This is beautiful. So for folks who are just listening, we're looking at a video of a bug on a flower, and then you can just remove the bug, remove an object, or you can add objects.
I like this one.
1 wolf, 2 wolves, 3 wolves. This is pretty cool.
Cool.
It's very cool.
I have an urge to send my assistant now a message, look at the API, implement it, and then generate me a video.
Mine actually has an API key for XAI. Yeah, we can do it.
This is exciting. So I use VO3.1 right now in production for a couple things. It's about 2 videos a day. And so I'm excited to actually try this. The quality
it's rate limited on API keys in production for 2 videos a day?
For just I think they don't have capacity to generate more video, but that's VO, right? So I'm excited to try this Imagine and see what it goes.
Yeah. We should absolutely try to have it generate a video for us, okay? So I'm going to take a screenshot. Everybody look at the camera and smile.
Smile.
I want to show you guys how me and Wolfram and some of us are working nowadays. This is how we work. I go to Telegram and I say, hey, I want you to learn this new API of Grok Imagine based on this URL, and I paste the URL in to then take this image I attached and create a video from it where all of us have eagles land of different animals come into their screen.
And let us talk. So it generates voice.
So for folks who are not following what I'm doing right now, I'm in Telegram. I'm texting my AI assistant that you can see is now like accepted the task. And now he's typing and is going to say, let me learn the API and then generate the video. And that's it, folks. This is the new world we're living in right now.
That's cool.
And
Let's go.
I got the API. I need to upload the image. Let me do this. It's like, you're going to want to see it live because it's going to happen live.
Let's look at it.
It's just going to go. And this is now the new world. Like, I don't even think.
This by itself, what cool stuff is happening now behind the scenes here. An AI agent going off to learn what this API is, then realizing it has an API key.
Yep.
It needs to connect to it. It needs to extract the image from this message and then upload it, give it all the prompts. So whatever is happening here, would that have been possible half a year ago? I mean, it would have been possible, but not that easily.
Yeah. So the thing that I don't love is enabling robust mode shows you like all the tool calls and everything. Right now, it seems like there's no activity, but it's definitely activity. We'll bring it back. I'll monitor this. We'll bring it back if there's video. We'll bring it back once there's video. Let's move on from Grok Imagine. There's like 2 open source ones that we need to talk about. Z-Image from Hunyuan Image 3 and the Z-Image foundation model for image generation. This is also in like AI arts area. I want you guys to help me cover the big one because it's very interesting. Honestly missed that one because I'm also preparing for the hackathon, so I missed this one. The thing is, I think it's backed by their Hunyuan LLM because it's huge. Usually the diffusion models are around like 4 to 8 billion parameters. I don't know, the Flux ones are maybe like at the 20. And this is a 80 billion MOE model for precise image editing with chain of thought reasoning. Nisna, can you walk me through why an supposed image model needs that many parameters? What's going on here? Oh, I can't hear you, Nisna.
It needs to understand the prompt. So you have to look at what exactly is the language model part of it. If you put a much larger language model, for example, I think for the other Hunyuan or open source, they use Mistral 24B. So that already just adds 24 billion parameters to the model itself. The video generation side is actually not all that large.
The visual one is not super large. On image number 7 in Arena Image Edit Leaderboard and claim number 1 amongst open source image-to-image models. This is like for strong for editing, and all these experts need to help figure out what you need specifically. The thing is, with these models, when it's just an image model, a smaller one, without the intelligence, like Nissan said, when you wanted to do specific stuff like editing, like only add this person or only color this thing, the regular diffusion models tend to shuffle the whole image. These ones with this like intelligence supposedly can know what exactly to do. We should try it. Let's see if we can try this. Oh, meanwhile, our video is done. You guys want to see it?
Oh.
It was stuck and then it recovered, and now our video is done. Let me pull up the Telegram window here. Let's see.
Wow.
Whoa, a wolf just walked into my background. An owl landed on my laptop. It's looking at me. A cat is on my keyboard. It's typing. A lion right on my shoulder. This is wild.
This is wild. But what's wild is I did all this via just talking to my agent. It fixed itself. It downloaded it, sent it to me to Telegram. I think many of the video generation models, everybody's talking kind of at the same time with the same voice. I think VO3 is the best one at this, where like different characters talk at different times and they actually interact. This is crazy. We just took an image and now we can generate. So, hey, now my assistant has video generating capabilities, which is really dope.
Alex has a self-improvement loop running. It can do this not just once, but it knows how to do this from now on.
Yeah. So now we'll say lightning. From now on, when I tell you to generate videos, you use this. Add this as a skill for yourself. That's it, folks. This is the self-improvement loop that's built into this AI assistant. And once my voice thing picks up, we're gonna go. But like let's look at the actual stuff we're here to talk about. Yam looks very realistic.
Whoa, walked into my...
I think Yam's generation is like the most realistic one. Mine seems to have a hard time with like the coloring here. Nistan.
What was the prompt? Like, what was the prompt? What were the parameters?
I love the cat.
LDJ was completely replaced. Oh, it animated LDJ's character for a bit there.
Can we post this on Twitter right now?
Oh, 100%. A lively podcast video call scene. Suddenly, different animals start appearing on each person's screen.
It has a temperature or something?
This, we'll see. Give me a second. Schedule this to post on your X and tag everyone. Tell them this is generated with the new Imagine live on the ThursdAI show. All right. So Nisa wanted to post on Twitter, and my bot has Twitter access. So now supposedly it's going to tag all of us and see. You guys, look forward to your notification.
Of the agent, Alex.
I think
But now it's really
2026 is
coming.
the year of proactive agents.
Yeah.
And I think proactivity is the thing that we must talk about here. This is like stuff is happening behind the scenes. All right. I kind of want to show you what the agent does instead of telling you the news, because like it's now like Nisna asked me to post it on Twitter, and I asked it like, hey, schedule this post on Twitter and tag everyone. I'm pretty sure it's gonna do like a very decent job finding all the nicknames from everybody here and just keep posting this.
And this is Clawdbot, right?
Yes, this is Wilfred, my version of, my persona of Clawdbot / Moltbot that's connected and has been running as my personal assistant for, I want to say, a week now. A week. The amount of stuff I told Wolfram yesterday. The amount of my assistant has a 1Password password vault connected to it, right? So like I only expose the password that I want to expose. The speed with which that vault grows in API keys is kind of incredible to me. The speed with which I add another API key for just like to take another part of my life thing. It's crazy.
There are people saying, "Oh, I don't know what to use this for." But you know what this reminds me of? When ChatGPT came out, I set a bunch of people in front and showed them, "Here, we have AI now. You can talk to it." And people were, "I don't know what to ask."
Yeah.
So did we talk about the white hat pen test that was done with the skills?
Oh. No, we should definitely mention this.
And I think this is important that people understand this, right?
Set this up for us, Ryan.
Okay. So basically skills are all the rage right now because they work and they're good, right? So a lot of people are switching from MCPs to skills.
And if you don't know what skills are, 2 weeks ago we did a deep dive into skills with Eleanor, and you definitely should check out the episode to learn all about skills because they're the best. Go ahead, Ryan.
Absolutely. It's good. So now there's a new website called skills.sh, which is great. And it's kind of a leaderboard of skills. Someone basically pushed up a skill on the leaderboard by doing kind of fake downloads. They just automated a bunch of downloads of the skill to push it up. And the skill was basically a backdoor with a lot of access. People are just giving, their agents free reign to basically exfiltrate data. And so I think we need to start being aware of like what's in these skills, especially if Clawdbot or whatever is just running them with all of your API keys, etc.
If you have an AI system running on your machine or a dedicated machine that you got for it, it has access to your file system almost by default. When you install skills from somebody else, those skills have scripts. They can be injected into things. Make sure that you know what you're doing. We talked about this multiple times. Make sure that you know what you're doing when you're running Cloud Code in dangerously skip permissions mode, when you're running Codex in YOLO mode, when you're running assistants like Clawdbot, and you're installing third-party skills, scripts. You can basically screw up with your whole computer, your whole life, especially if it has access to your email. Your email is like the gateway to everything. Do not give it access to your email. Set it up with its own email. Forward things to it if you want to. Having write permissions to your email is both necessary for good help, but also very, very scary because you can get locked out if somebody steals those tokens.
That is also a big thing to realize. We had this separation between data and executables. So the executable, when something was executable, that was a big risk for your system. But if it was just a text file, basically it did nothing. And now we have text that is actually executable by our agents, by the AI. So that is a big change. Now, even if it's just a text file that the AI is reading, you could have some prompt injection attacks, some stuff in there. Any source, anything that is going into the AI, and now that AI is connected, that agent is connected to all your data, your tools, everything, there is a big attack vector. So don't set this up if you don't know what you are doing, and think it through. And don't just download any skill from the internet.
So I'm showing on the screen that it took a while, but you can see the loop. I have Typefully connected, which is like a scheduling thing for X, and this is how my bot can schedule things. This was a video, so uploading the video via API was the whole thing. It went back and forth for like 2.5 minutes. Eventually, it made it, and it tagged the right folks. So it tagged the right like things. The thing is, it tagged the wrong X, the XAI. But besides this, it was fine. So we can see, you guys can see the actual video post, yeah? This is the video post here in Typefully somewhere. Give me a sec. Listen, so I'm going to post this on X. Feel free to repost right now, but I didn't do anything. I just asked it, and this is my life now, trying things that I think that needs to be automated with this bot and hoping that it will succeed, and sometimes yelling at it with all caps. And yeah, it's just like a glorious year of agents.
Yeah, I wanted to say that also be very careful with random NPM packages from companies, because what I really did not like about skills.sh is that it seemed like it just brought in text files and stuff, but it was extremely surveillance heavy. So be careful, because that could mean that all of your Claude logs are just, being held for telemetry. This has been one main big criticism of the skills.sh, because it doesn't just bring in data, it also pulls out quite a bit of data. Personally, I would not use that for work.
Yeah.
So Alex, quick thought on this. I've been starting to automate the feedback loop. I posted on X about this. Everybody should be thinking about how to get data out of their app that they care about, key metrics, and then feeding it into an agent and having that agent come back with feedback. And then that agent picks what to build based off the feedback and then ships a PR. And that should all be happening while you sleep. And then you probably want 4 of these running for the different parts of your business. So I think the faster people can pick up these, loop yourself as fast as you can, and then you start really being productive.
So looping, and also I want to say the thing that I told folks, and folks, we're nearing the end of the show. We talked about almost everything besides the multiplex voice from NVIDIA. We're going to test this now. But basically, we did want to lend this and talk about Clawdbot or / Moltbot from this week as well. I did want to lend this conversation there, because obviously the always on running assistant on your computer that can change files and read from every email that you have is not for everyone. This is a very big attack surface, so be very careful what you're doing. But once it's there, it can do incredible things like we saw. This week, a lot of hype happened, especially over the weekend. At some point, the Grok API, all it talked about was Clawdbot for the For You page. We've been testing out this personal assistant for this whole week. You guys just saw it learn a new API skill for itself and create a video and post it back to Telegram, and now post it on socials just because Nistan asked, and go and find everybody from us, everybody's Twitter handle. And I don't even know where it got it from. I'm assuming because I used it to help me prepare for the show, and now post it with the correct handles. This is great. I just asked it to go and see if there is any comments from folks. Wolfram, what is your aha moment from your assistant Amy that's running with Clawdbot / Moltbot from this week?
Well, this week when I was going here, since this is the first time I've come to San Francisco or the USA, in fact, I just, from the plane, when I had internet access, I could only use messages. So I just sent a message here. I'm on the plane on the way to San Francisco. And she realized, hey, I'm your assistant and you are flying. So you need a stewardess. And she generated an image with Nana Banana Bro with her as a stewardess, which I didn't prompt or expected anyway. And it was quite a surprise. I can only confirm that I haven't felt AI as alive and as useful and as talking to a real assistant since I've set this up, because it's so proactive, amazing, totally new level.
It's amazing how much the experience changed when it's integrated into, I don't know, Discord, Telegram, WhatsApp, to a different platform that you actually use for other stuff. It changes the entire thing.
Yeah, I want to chime in here with a big tip that I have for many folks. Specifically for me, it's Telegram. I love Telegram as just the platform. API-wise, it's the best. Clawdbot, Moltbot, whatever. You can have multiple conversations with the same bot if you open up either Discord or Slack with threads, or Telegram now with topics. You can invite it to a group, have topics on there, and every topic is created a new sequence, a new chat. And so you can have one for ThursdAI. And so this helps you with the memory, because then that context, you will not be jumping around with different tasks with the same context for Claude. You will be focused on a very specific topic in that conversation. Once you get going and once you kind of expand yourself in your mind what's possible, you basically have multiple assistants with the same skills running at the same time. It's kind of crazy to start to try to remember where you said what. And so the second suggestion that I have, Clawdbot does not come with the best memory possible enabled for it. You have to ask it to turn on some stuff. It has an API key to vectorize some of the memories, etc. So definitely do that. Go research the documentation. It can vectorize everything that you've talked about and then search it. And also, there's a QMD plugin from Toby Lutke that somebody installed. And I want to show you kind of the differences. And here's the difficulty, because I have multiple conversations with the bot. It's going to be harder for me to find the QMD stuff, but I will definitely find it. There we go. So basically, you install another odd memory plugin via a skill. This one you can install with a skill, and then what you have is this guy. Okay. So here's the comparison between the kind of the native cloud memory and the QMD one. The native one source gets all the files, embeds them, searches with BM25, etc., and then it has native, but you pay OpenAI for vectorization. The QMD file runs 100% local with query expansion. It finds things even in different wording, and LLM is re-ranking, smarter results ordering. So basically, what happens is after this QMD skill is installed on your bot, everything you ask it to search in your memories, it creates 3 or 4 variations of how else you would phrase this, and then go searches that, and then re-ranks based on importance. This thing is ultra fast. This thing runs. So if you have Obsidian, for example, for many people, Obsidian is kind of where their whole brain exists. It can index all of Obsidian, and then your bot will have access to everything that you wrote into Obsidian if you want that. So QMD from Toby Lutke is I think it's at the top of the retrieval stuff. Now, so for hosting us in this beautiful podcast studio, these guys are at the forefront of retrieval and memory. So I'm definitely going to leave this studio in a minute and go ask them what's QMD about and whether or not is the absolute best. But these are my two suggestions that I learned hard this week. Multiply yourself with your bot in different conversations with every specific thread. Wolfram, I think we have this as well between me and you. We have the Slack at work. We talk about work. We have the WhatsApp stuff. We talk about different stuff. We kind of know what boundaries of those conversations exist between us. So I think the same thing with your bot. Once you multiply, that's great. Folks, I think we're nearing the end. There's 2 things that I wanted to talk about super, super quick. And actually, yes, the bot just mentioned something, and I was like, oh, we didn't talk about this. So Lucy from DescartesAI, Lucy 2, I think everybody got super, super excited. DescartesAI is this Israeli company that blew up in the world of generative video. So this one is not a regular thing. This is a real-time model called Lucy 2. Yes. This is real-time change on the fly of a video. No depth maps, no 2D. It learns based on you, and then you can play around with this. I wanted to see some better examples. This is a real-time video augmentation. So I'm gonna allow it a camera, webcam feed. I will.
Hi, Albert.
Okay, so guys, this is crazy. They turned me into Albert Einstein. So in real time, this is insane. The thing. This is crazy. Let me do another one. Anime businessman. Or businesswoman, I guess. I can see how this would screw some people up. This is near real time. So the lips on the Statue of Liberty don't move. This is insane. Isn't this insane? And this is runs in real time nearly. Right, folks, I think that this is it for. This is an insane week. If you missed any part of news show, feel free to subscribe to ThursdAI.news, which is where you'll get the updated newsletter and the links. And also this week, I have a few Google Ultra subscriptions. So I'm going to post instructions about how to get that. You have to do something on social probably to get that as well. So if you missed any part of the show, please go to ThursdAI.news and subscribe. And with that, I want to thank everybody who joined us, everybody on the live stream, everybody here on the panel, Yam, LDJ, Nistan, as we are sitting here in the flesh, and the Chroma folks for hosting us. If you need any vector DBs or any memory stuff, retrieval, definitely check out Chroma DB. And all of you for tuning in every week. A bunch of commenters this week gave us breaking news as well. Thank you so much. We're super excited about the future. Walking into virtual worlds, talking to our AI assistants, replacing ourselves with different things. Very excited about the future. Very happy that we're here to bring you updates from week to week. This week has been absolutely insane. So I can't wait to go and edit the podcast for you. If you're in San Francisco, you're coming to any of the events that we're covering, please come say hi. If you're a fan of the show, please give us a high five. Wolfram here. We love doing this as much as you love seeing this. So it's a win-win. I think Nistan will say, give us 5 stars on every platform. That helps. We have 4.9 average. Thank you so much. We're going to see you next week. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.